Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to crack open the Trader's Toolkit and get our hands on one of the most important skills you'll ever learn: how to place orders in the Forex market. Now, these aren't just buttons you click, okay? They're the very specific instructions you give to find your way through the world of currency trading. So let's get right into it.
You know, when you hear the word order, you're probably thinking of your morning coffee, right? But in the trading world, it's a little bit different. We're not ordering anything to drink. We're telling our broker exactly how and when to get us into or out of the market. And trust me, getting this right is just absolutely crucial.
All right, so before we can start using all these cool tools, we first have to understand what they are, what they're all about at their core. So let's start with the absolute foundation.
And really, it's that simple. A Forex order is just a set of instructions. Think of yourself as the director of a movie, and your broker is the actor, just waiting for your signal. You call the shots, what to buy or sell, at what price, and they execute your plan.
Basically, all of these different instructions, they fall into two main buckets. First up, you've got your market orders. These are all about act now, getting in or out of the market this very second. And then you've got pending orders. These are for the planners, the strategists among us, who want to set their trades to trigger automatically at some point in the future.
So let's dive into that first and honestly simplest tool in our kit, the market order. This is your go-to when you see an opportunity pop up and you just want to jump on it immediately.
And it really is as straightforward as it sounds. You see a price you like, you smash that buy or sell button, and bam, your broker fills your order at whatever the best available price is at that exact moment. It's fast, it's simple, it's direct. But, and this is really important, you have to understand the trade-off here. The huge pro is speed. You are in the market instantly. The con? You give up some control over the exact price. If the market's moving fast, the price you actually get might be a little different from the one you saw when you clicked. That little difference, that's what we call slippage.
Okay, so let's move on to that second bucket of orders. This is where trading starts to feel a lot more like a game of chess. Pending orders let you set up your entry points way ahead of time, which frees you from being glued to your screen, just waiting for that one perfect moment to strike.
So the first type of pending order is a limit order. You use this when you think the price is going to move to a certain level and then bounce back, reverse course. You're basically saying, hey, I want to buy, but only if the price drops down to this cheaper level first. Or, yeah, I want to sell, but only if it climbs up to this more profitable level. You're kind of setting a trap, waiting for a reversal.
Now, this visual really makes it click. See that blue dot? That's the current price. A buy limit order, you place that below the market to catch a dip. A sell limit gets placed above the market to catch a spike. See? In both cases, you're waiting for the price to get even better for you before you jump in.
Okay, the next type is the stop order, or a stop entry order. And in a lot of ways, it's the exact opposite of a limit order. You use this when you believe that once a price breaks through a certain point, it's just going to keep on going. You're trying to jump on the bandwagon of a powerful move, what traders call a breakout.
Let's look at the diagram again. That blue dot is still our current price. A buy stop is placed above the current price. With this, you're saying, look, if the price can break past this high point, I think it's going to the moon, so get me in. The key thing to get here is that you're technically entering at a less favorable price than right now, all because you're betting on that forward momentum.
So, we've talked about how to get into a trade with both market and pending orders. That's all your offense. But what about your defense? This is where probably the most important safety tool in the entire toolkit comes into play.
The stop loss. This is your automated exit plan for when a trade just goes wrong. It's an order you place that says, hey, if the market moves against me and my trade loses this specific amount of money, get me out, close my position, automatically. And notice the name, stop loss. Unlike the stop entry we just talked about, this one is purely for getting out of a trade to manage your risk.
Exactly. It lets you decide your absolute maximum acceptable loss on a trade right from the start. And once you set it, you can walk away from your computer, go to that all-important elephant polo dame, knowing you've got a safety net in place that's going to protect your account from a catastrophic loss. Whew. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground. Market orders, limit orders, stop orders, I know. It can be a little confusing at first, so let's put it all together in one super simple visual. Ah, this is perfect. This slide just brings everything together. Up top, you've got your reversal plays, a sell limit above the current price and a buy limit below it.
And down at the bottom, you've got your momentum plays, a buy stop above the price and a sell stop below it. Seriously, think of this as your master guide for planning your trades based on what you think the price is going to do next.
Now, before we wrap this up, I want to leave you with what is, without a doubt, the single most important piece of advice in this entire explainer. These tools are powerful, but making a simple mistake, clicking buy instead of sell or putting a decimal point in the wrong place, that can be unbelievably costly. You have to practice in a demo account first, always.
So remember this. Knowing what these orders do is just the first step. Mastering them, that takes practice. So go open a demo account, get comfortable with your broker's platform, and just start experimenting. Which of these tools are you going to try out first? Thanks so much for watching.